everybody, Kevin here back with another video uploading fine and smiling. So guys, today we are at Derby and we have a interesting motorcycle here today. So I just wanted to make a video about it. It's a Honda VFR800X Crossrunner. It's a V4 adventure motorcycle. Yeah, and we've got my sister again. There we go.
Hello.
So guys, here we go. The Honda Crossrunner VFR800. You can see the V4. So this motorcycle produces almost 100 horsepower with almost again 80 Newton meters of torque. It sounds fantastic. I'll show you a sound test soon. What a beauty. White tires. Partially naked, partially faired motorcycle. Just generally ride it across. That's a fantastic thing. And of course, I'll just show you the cockpit too. There we go. That's how things light up. A little dusty. Pardon me. Of course, we've got the tank bags. And we've got big panniers that are currently not on the motorcycle now, but with the full gear on, this vehicle looks like a true monster. There we go. We've got the DRLs. Sweet stuff. There you go. Monoshock. What's very interesting about this is the V4 actually. Coming to that, that's the V, and even though the head sits so close to your thighs, doesn't cause much of a heat issue, unlike other motorcycles that I've ridden. A very chill motorcycle, fantastically built. Of course, it's a Honda, so it's got its own advantages. Now I'll just show you how it sounds. How you fire it up. Press on this, it's on now, and it makes sound when you do that. There we go. That's actually the fuel pump firing up. It's neutral, so we can go ahead, fire it up. There we go. That's the cold start. I hope you guys can hear it. There we go. I'm keeping the microphone close. So that's how that sounds. And then I'll just show you the lights. So this is the button for the big ones. There we go. These are lit up right now, but this is with the diffusers on. So if I remove the diffusers, that's how bright they are. Actually, I'm not sure if the camera is doing justice to how bright this is. We've got loads of LEDs in there. I'll just show you with the lights off. Just turn it off. There we go. So this is how it kind of looks. So there are 6 LEDs on either sides. They're really powerful. Now when these are on, you can feel the heat coming from it. At this point on my knuckle, I can feel the heat on my knuckles right now. That's how powerful these are. Hello, Felioma. So, Dr. Felix is the owner of this fantastic motorcycle. There you go. Please explain about your steed.
So this is the Honda VFR, the erstwhile VFR variant, but this is the adventure version of it called the VFR800X. Still the same V4 800. Currently not being made or sold by Honda anymore. I think they've decided to replace this with the Africa Twin. So it sits nicely between the 1200 GS, the 1250 GS and the 800 Tiger. So this bike
Let's walk around.
is an adventure tourer, very good for the pillion, but most of the things you see on this bike have been modified by me. It's not stock, most of it is not stock anymore. All the accessories, that is. The engine is the only thing, the engine and the bodywork are the only stock. So what I've done for a starter is I've changed the rack. So this used to be an aluminum rack from Honda, and it comes with integrated panniers which need to be fit in there. So the integrated panniers for a Honda VFR is a plastic boxes, ABS boxes.
Okay.
And if you have a fall, when you're going adventure touring long distance, having a ABS plastic and a crash or a tip over means you simply trashed all your luggage.
True.
So I decided I want to change and create my own rack system where I can fit as much luggage as I can, but without having too much frontal width,
Makes sense.
without adding too much width. Because on most motorcycles, you will see the pannier racks go parallel to the bike.
Makes sense.
And you end up having a 45-liter capacity box,
Overhang, yeah.
which means the overall width of the bike is something like 40 plus inches.
Whoa, okay.
That's way more than your handlebar width, way more than your wing mirror, handlebar mirror width. So you cannot filter through traffic.
Makes sense.
And also boxes come with either they're either made up of fabric panniers or with a rack system, like the GV ones, or from Lone Riders or Enduristan, or you get aluminum boxes. But when you have tip over, what I've realized from many blogs is the aluminum box can crush and it's very difficult to close the lid.
Makes sense.
So on and so forth. I like a pannier bag. The problem with the pannier bag is when you have a tip over, adventure tour, non-tarmac conditions, you could shred the bag. So bags are expensive, like 1,200 pounds or 1,000 pounds for a pair.
Okay.
Because they're tear resistant. They got Kevlar, they made a fabric made of Kevlar, which is bloody expensive. So I wanted a cheap solution which behaves like a bag, but is not as solid as a box either. So you want something that's collapsible, something that can take the impact when you tip over. And so I've designed this whole system myself, where you use this rack and these stainless steel bushes to mount your box. We'll see how the box looks on the bike after we fit it in the next video.
Absolutely.
So all of that is done here. If you come around here, there is a crash guard for the exhaust, which has the bike's model name on it.
Oh yeah, Crossrunner, yeah.
Yes. So that's basically a crash guard for the exhaust. Acra exhaust. You want to protect the exhaust in case you come off.
Definitely.
Here, what I've done is that's the original crash bar that goes parallel to the bike. But what I've done here is added another section to it. You basically welded this whole section to the main crash bar. So what it gives you is through these easy tags, which I've been dealing with lately. You can mount your lights through these brackets that go onto the easy tag. So the easy tag can take accessories to mount anything you want on your bike.
Whoa, okay.
So this also acts as another protection for the crash bar in case you tip over. But also what it does, if you come side on, if you look at this width, is you'll see that it's adding some width to the bike. So in case of a crash, you're protecting your handlebar, your brake levers, clutch levers, because you hit that before you hit the fairing or the cowling.
Whoa.
And also if you have a box,
Mm-hmm.
the box also hits the ground before the crash bar hits the ground. You're protecting the
body of the motorcycle. Yeah,
even
true.
though this bike is called an adventure tourer,
Mm-hmm.
it was never designed for any kind of off-road touring.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. It's an alloy wheel, 17-inch front, 17-inch back.
True.
It's never meant for serious off-roading. So it's never going to be a replacement for the Africa Twin or a Transalp 750. Neither is it competing with anything like the Triumph 800 Adventure or the KTMs or the Ducatis. It's a road bike. It's predominantly a road bike with a little bit of ground clearance and an adventure style riding. So it's more like the Versys 650 or the V-Strom 650. But I want to take it a little bit off-road if I could, or I should say tarmac-less road rather than off-road. And so I've been just sprucing it up. Same here. So I've got these lights.
Yeah, I just told them about that actually. It's a fantastic
It's
light.
about 10,000 lumens.
Whoa,
It's
okay.
10,000 lumens. And the reason why I've got these covers, they're called diffusers.
Diffuser.
So it just diffuses the brightness. And then I sometimes, when you're riding long distance, you're like riding 10-12 hours a day, your knee seems to lock. I mean, my knee seems to lock. So I needed something to rest my legs and not sit in the cramped position. Most bikers, we know that you're sitting in a very cramped position. So, and also because you got a gear on, you got the knee pads on, you kind of compress, avoid blood circulation. So most people would just drop their legs for a few seconds and then you would just come back to position. What I've done instead is to add this rope system where you just can rest your leg and your weight is taken by the rope. So I designed all that. Designed this bracket and this clamp, which is a normal rope clamp. And you have this rope that goes on it.
Fantastic. That's so smart.
And when you're not using it, you just take it and fold it back in.
And you just
clip it in place.
Oh,
and it just stays there.
sweet.
It just stays there.
Can you sit on it and show us how it works?
So that's the position.
There we go. Oh, that's a nice reclined, comfortable position.
So when you're riding and you're centrally balanced, the tip of your shoes will just fit in there.
Makes sense. Sweet. Can you tell us a little bit about this addition that you've got here?
So this is again from my favorite company, which I also deal with. I'm a retailer for these products. Very soon I will be the retailer for this in UK and Europe. It's from a company called ProSpec.
Okay.
They make accessories for Himalayans and for most of the Enfield variants.
Wow. Okay.
Tigers, Triumph Tigers, for the BMW GS, 1200 GS, 1250 GS. They make accessories for these. So this is a wind deflector.
Wind deflector.
And it sits on this windshield.
Okay, that's a stock one, is it?
This is not a stock windshield.
Okay,
The windshield is stock, but not the bracket.
Okay.
This bracket is just height adjustable and reclining adjustable bracket. So you can release the cam and you pull this up.
Oh.
You go all the way up, or you can change the angle.
Whoa. Okay.
So depending
That's
on
sweet.
how much wind you want, if you're in a cold environment, you want this high up and forward, pushed forward of the bike, so all the wind goes over you. But if you want a very sporty ride, you want to see a lot of the road, then you just pull it back.
Pull it back down.
Pull it back down.
Okay. Nice. That's sweet.
So this is like a retrofit to what you have on the Yamaha Tracer or on the GS or the Ducati Multistrada, where you can do it on the go. But Honda never did it on this bike, but I needed this facility because you could change the ride quality.
Makes sense.
Depending on the weather. If it's very hot, you want it low because you want as much air hitting you and cooling you down, during a hot day. But in the winter, you want it up, and you're sitting in a cocoon. That's that. Got these hand muffs. Hand muffs are for a winter day because you got heated grips. I don't want a heated glove. Heated glove. The problem with heated glove is you need it to be plugged into your batteries. Whereas a heated grip will do the job with a hand muff on a very cold day. Problem with the hand muff is it catches wind, so it changes the ride quality. You can't be doing a sporty ride. It's like a big piece of thingy that's catching wind. So it's like something is pushing a handle from doing your counter steering. So that's not very good. It's only the winter. Winter you're not doing hard riding anyway.
True.
Because the road's wet.
True.
You've got dry leaves, wet leaves. So you won't be doing much riding in the winter. Very hard riding that is. So it's okay. As soon as it's like mid-April, I usually remove it. And I just ride with heated grips. Here I have what is called as the throttle lock.
Oh.
So this throttle lock. So now you see it's smooth and free. And once you go into position and you lock it, it just stays there.
There we go.
So your throttle lock stays, and as soon as you can always go back. You can physically. So you can physically push it back. So you have to find the optimum, and it stays now. If I want to reduce my throttle, I just turn it back.
Turn it back.
Yes. So
Sweet.
that's it's very similar to the Kawake, I think the brand is called.
Okay.
I think it's German. And this is the switch. This is a switch for the
lights,
auxiliary lights. That's the switch for the auxiliary lights from Honda. It's called the fog lights. I have to remove the fog lights now because you don't need too many lights. But I'll have the wiring for it. That'll give you the fog lights. This is the release. The tank bag. So you can release it, take it home. This bracket stays there, and also what it does, it prevents the tank from getting damaged through. But you might also notice that there's a film. There's a film on the tank.
Yes.
So this is called the PPF film, 3M. Made with 3M. It's a very thin UPVC film that sticks on to any surface. And what it does is it prevents any kind of damage to your paint job. And that's another piece of addition.
Very nice.
That's it really.
So
and then you got the
the stand.
you got the stand extender, because if you're on a very undue surface, in the small footprint, the original kickstand might sink it. The next step would be to change the foot peg to an adventure style foot peg. Because this one, if you have a wet sole, it's very slippery. If you have a wet shoe, if you're walking on off-road kind of place, or on grass, your riding shoe is wet, and when it's wet, you sit on this, it's very slippery. So you want the foot peg to have adventure style serrations like teeth, but rubber inside as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on the Versus actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So similar to the one on the Versus. I want to change this to that at some point.
After all the modification, we'll do another video showing them the entire look for your continental ride. Where are you going? We've been planning to do a long ride.
So end of April 2023, we're planning to go NC 500.
Okay.
But on the way to NC 500, I'll spend a couple of nights in the Lake District and one in Cumbria before I enter Scotland.
Okay.
And all of that I'm going to be doing in a camping style ride. So the first 2 nights will be camping, and then the remaining trip will be in hotels and cottages.
Fantastic.
Because it's with a few of the riders. But the whole idea is, by the end of this year, I'll start touring Europe.
Yeah, that's what I was telling them about. What's your continental ride?
So for now, I'm going to stick with Europe. The plan was to go to Mongolia, which is about 12,000 kilometers one way.
Oh my
20,000 miles round trip, round trip, about 6 weeks of riding. But won't happen now because of the war in Ukraine.
Oh, makes sense.
I'd rather stick to Europe for the next couple of years and pick it from there.
Very nice.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.